Hello, hello. I hope you had a wonderful week and a productive week as well. And and we're taking advantage of the low sun we've been having. I know it hasn't been really feeling like summer so far, but still grateful for the weather and the low sun we've been having. Hope you've been taking advantage of it. And also hope you've been applying your SPF, right? And if you do need help with proper SPF is what to use, where it's fully organic and plant-based, and those good stuff that's good for your skin, something to hydrate your skin while also protecting you from the UV rays and UVBs as well, right? Do not hesitate to drop me a message, and I can share the link as well for you to get the G&H SPF cream as well, right? And I hope you also found our talk last week quite impactful, where we spoke about the concept of goals and action, right? And we said, we used the analogy of the tree. The tree won't grow unless the seeds are planted. Not just wishing to have a tree. It's not enough. So you got to do the dirty work. You got to go to the soil, dig, plant, water, and ensure the environment so is also conducive for that seed to grow, right? But I hope you found that impactful, and your perspective got you to a point where you know that just having goals is just the start. You got to take action consistently and develop yourself and seek knowledge, right, to allow you to achieve those goals you set for yourself. I'm going to take this off, right? So I can see. But today we'll be talking about another very interesting concept, kind of like tying up from our conversation last week. So why is it that, people have these wishes and these goals, and, they don't have the work ethic or the action to back their goals, or they don't have the consistency to continue doing that? Story of the richest man in Babylon. I'm going to make reference to this book, and, and also my thought over the week, right? And as I always say, this is just my perspective based on how I've been able to translate the information I've gathered from the book so far, and and share my perspective here. I do understand, we all have our own perspective, which is great, because that's how we're able to learn from each other, right? But I do hope your perspective takes you to a point of true realization, where you're able to understand the important things that you need to do to take you to your goal, or any goal you set for yourself, be it your health, your finances, your relationship, your marriage, your family, whatever that looks like, right? Your business, whatever that looks like, So today we'll be talking about the concept of procrastination and discipline, right? Because procrastination, you hear quite a lot of people talk about it, and they come up with solutions to overcoming procrastination. Personally, I just feel like, it's great to get all of this information, but I feel like it's a personal decision to make. Talking about the concept of personal development as well, right? Especially if you've identified, that one procrastinates a lot. So people have goals, we all have goals, I have goals, you have goals. So why is it that we don't back it up with actions consistently over time? And one of the biggest things that's from the mind, dealing with the mind and whatnot, I guess it's also part of the mind, I was able to understand was procrastination. And why is this? Because the opposite of procrastination is discipline, right? And you just doing it. You do it over time, and then it becomes taking action, right? You take that action in the moment, and over time it becomes a discipline, becomes an habit, and then you've overcome that habit of saying, I will do it tomorrow, or I'll do it later, right? Well, we all know the meaning of procrastination. I'm not going to go too much into details about that. But how does this affect? So we're going to look at how does this affect us and derail us from full true realization of getting to that point where we actually desire to be, right? So last week we also covered the fact we also touched upon the fact that wishes and eagerness is two different things. I can wish to be a pilot, right? But if I don't put the work, right, and if I don't have the eagerness, the discipline, and the knowledge to then take me to be qualified to be a pilot, my wishes will forever remain wishes, right? So we all have goals. So why does this thing affect us so much? I was reading obviously from The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm gonna quickly go into this, and he spoke about this from many angles, but mainly from the angle of finances and opportunities, right? He gave an example of procrastination here. I'm just gonna quickly read from my book, and I highlighted this. He said procrastination is an enemy, always watching, waiting to make it more difficult to accomplish anything. So it doesn't matter what the goal is. It doesn't matter what it is. Procrastination is an enemy, just waiting, lurking, observing, waiting to pounce, just so you can't achieve that thing that you set for yourself. So I guess this is also what separates the so much successful people and the not so successful people in any walks of life. Any walks of life. You're always going to have the people that are excelling and the people that are not, right? But when you look at the difference between those two people, it's almost very very obvious. These people were disciplined in their craft and whatever they were doing. They were consistent. They took action over time, and then as they grew, they brought in more people to do the same thing, and now they're successful. And we look up to these people. When you look at the other side of the coin, you see that there's people, that are not so successful, usually put these things away. They do it sometimes to a certain point and feel like, oh yeah, it's not working, I'm gonna leave it. Not find a solution on how can I make this work, right? But they leave it, they quit, and they leave what, or sometimes they leave it, I'll do it tomorrow until the eagerness drops over time. And when you're not eager to do something, we covered this the last time, when you're not eager to do something, the motivation to do it or the motivation to take action diminishes, which then affects the outcome of that thing we're trying to do. But procrastination is an enemy watching and waiting to make it more difficult for us to achieve anything, right? So following from my example last week, we used the example of our health, our fitness. Still the goal is for that. We want to be more healthy. We know we need to eat proper nutritious foods, and if we can't get the whole nutrients we need from our food, which are, where we're living at the moment, the nutrients we actually get from our food is not enough, then you have to go look for supplementations that will help you cover that gap. So we know, right? But the simple things, like we said, they're not so easy to do. We know we need to eat our vegetables, right? But not everyone loves eating vegetables, right? And then it can then be very easy to just say, okay, cool, maybe tomorrow I'll buy my vegetables, instead of actually buying it now, right? Or maybe instead of you having the vegetables now, you just say, oh yeah, I'll have it later, or I'll have it tomorrow. Let me just quickly have this burger. I'm not saying anything is wrong with you having the burger. We all have our cheat day. We have our cheat day, right? This is okay. But the thing is, in that moment, you need to take action. Take action. And like I always say, this is not coming from a place of perfection of someone that has it all figured out. No. This is coming from a place of someone who is applying these principles and learning into his daily lives and seeing a different result in terms of his journey of life. Right, fact. I know this procrastination is an enemy, always watching, waiting to make it more difficult for you to accomplish anything. So how can we then because everyone deals with this, by the way. No one has it better than anyone. So everyone has to go through this process. Everyone has to go through this mental battle with themselves. Everyone does. So don't let anyone deceive you. Right? Everyone does. Right? And the book also mentions that everyone must master their own spirit of procrastination before they can expect to share any success of their goals that they've set for themselves. I just added my own part because he was speaking mainly from the financial side of things. But the laws, like I always say, are neutral. It can be applied to anything. Anything. So it's not just limited to your finances. It's the same thing for your health. If you want to accomplish that health results, you want to feel more healthy, you want to look good, right? You must master your own spirit of procrastination before you can expect the result or the reward or reap the rewards of being healthy, right? In other words, no one can really succeed until they've completely crushed the spirit of procrastination within them. Right? Let me close my book for a second. So no one can essentially succeed until they constantly take action, they're disciplined in their action, whether they like it or not, whether they feel good or not, you still do it. You can't be successful. One of my friends as well is a talented artist. I think one of his lyrics right one time was like, it said, his name is Chin, by the way. Talented guy. He said, I used to start, then I stopped, then I disappeared, then I start, then I stopped. Right. But now, I found myself in a place where I perfected my craft, and it's just upwards for now. But what am I saying? When you start and you stop, you start and you stop, you can't really reap the reward or see the success that you're trying to create because there's always a gap. So how do we then overcome this challenge of procrastination? Right. I guess it starts with the why. Why do we want to achieve the result in the first place? Why do we want to be healthy in the first place? Right. What's the reason? What's the reason you want to be healthy? What's the reason you want to be financially free? What's the reason you want to better your relationship with family, with friends? What's the reason, you want to become someone of value? Right. So that has to be established before anything, before the goal. And I need to, okay, cool, I've got the goal. Why do I need this goal? What does this goal do for me as a person? What does this goal do for you as a person? So we first need to establish that. And then we then need to weigh the cost, right? And I'm not talking about how much it will cost you to achieve that. No. I'm talking from a business point of view that they say, what's the cost of, having this maybe cybersecurity solution? Right? What's the cost? What's the actual cost for achieving that goal? And then weigh it with something. If you can then scale it and weigh it in the sense that, is this something that I can live with if I don't achieve it? What's the real cost of me not being healthy? What's the real cost of it? What's the real cost of me not having my finances in check? What's the real cost of me not becoming financially free and having to work 9 to 5 for the rest of my life? What's the real cost? I need to understand. And then I can then wait. Does the procrastination, me leaving it to tomorrow, is it worth it? Right? I'm going somewhere. So if it's not, if the cost of of me not being wealthy is so high that I know I would not be proud of myself. I would not be happy with myself when the time comes. So what's that cost? Certain terminal challenges in terms of our health, not being able to actively be there for my family as much as I would love to. Maybe my child, saying, "Oh, Dad, we should go for a football game or go for a run," and I can't do that because I'm not strong enough, right? And then letting my child down, right? Which I feel like, obviously, as a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but as a parent, you feel disappointed not being able to show up for your child, right? So we look at that cost, and we also look at the cost of, God forbid, untimely death when one is not healthy. I know we don't have control over, how long we're going to be on this earth. Absolutely not. But one thing we have control over is to make sure that we look after this body and the mind and the soul that God has given to us, or your Creator has given to you. Right? That's our responsibility. Right? That's my responsibility. So I'm going to ensure that I do that, and then I have faith in God to give me long life and prosperity. Right? So you need to weigh the cost. But if the cost is not strong, it's not something that I feel like, oh yeah, it's worth it, then yeah, I can always put it away. So now we've established the cost. The cost is so high. So if the cost of not being financially free is not something that, I don't mind, then I can continue living exactly the same way I'm living without no regret. But if it's so high that I know I'll look back on myself in 10, 15 years time or in 20 years time and say, oh my God, what have I done? I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. Then procrastination is not worth it. Then we have to deal with it right now. And you see, again, it's very simple. Take action. But at the same time, it's not also simple. Because our mind has been so programmed in a way where it's okay not to just do it now. We feel like we have time. I feel like that's an entitlement. Personally speaking, my perspective, I feel like it's an entitlement, right? And it's taking me a while to understand that I'm not entitled to wake up the next day. It's not my right. It's by the grace of the Creator. So that's why when you wake up, the first thing you do is say, thank God, thank the Creator for allowing me to see another day. Right? So it's not my right to wake up tomorrow. It's by the grace, isn't it? Right? So when I do, it's only right that I do the things that I have set my mind to do on that particular day. Because I'm not guaranteed the next day. You're not guaranteed the next day. I'm not preaching here bad news or, trying to scare anyone. But no one is guaranteed. I mean, yesterday, I think it was just yesterday, right? I saw a footballer, 26-year-old footballer, plays for Millwall. Right, 26, young and vibrant. I think a couple of weeks before, 2 weeks before, he won the man of the match against Belgium. He won the man of the match just 2 weeks ago. So again, very fit, very healthy, does sports, does all of those things, ticks all the boxes. But today is no more. This is not to mock him or anything, and my condolences to his family. But my point is, no one is entitled to wake up the next day. So when you do, it's just by the grace of God. So why am I going to be saying, I'll just do it tomorrow, when I don't have the key of tomorrow. I don't have the ability to wake myself up tomorrow. Right. So it's also understanding that we can't be entitled. We can No one knows what's going to happen in the next second, in the next 2 minutes, in the next. But at any given point, anything was to happen, you know within yourself that, yes, I'm fulfilled. I've done the things that I said I was going to do. And I'm very okay with it. Right? I'm very, very much okay with it. Right? But, so how do we then overcome this? We've understand that, again, this is another point, understanding that having defined your why and weigh the cost of you achieving or not achieving that. Second one is know that you're not entitled. No one is entitled. Absolutely no one is entitled to see the next day. No one. So, and as such, I'm going to do everything I need to do today to make sure that, okay, cool, I've ticked off the boxes. This is not to overwhelm ourselves, right? This is based on your personal goals and personal lifestyle, whatever that looks like for you, right? But you need to ensure that you do this things. And then thirdly, is to just overcome. Just do it. Do it. I'll give an example. So obviously, I provide cybersecurity services and HR services to clients, right, to businesses. So I'm like a middleman, right? You can call me the bridge, right? So I connect the service provider to the customers, right? That's what I do. I bridge those two people together. So, and I know every single day, I have to do a certain number of outreach, right? I have to do a certain number of outreach because I'm self-employed, right? No one to come tell me you have to do this. If I don't do the work, I don't see, I don't see the result, right? So I have to do a certain number of outreach every single day. And I think I heard this analogy from Jim Rohn, right? He said, okay, cool, you have to do a certain number of outreach every single day. Let's say the goal is to, make 20 calls a day, 20 calls a day, or whatever that is. Say if you make just 10, say you're 10 short, right? But if you make 21 calls, you're one above that day. But if I'm putting off that 20 calls and say, oh yeah, I'll just do the calls tomorrow, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I only make 5 calls, or I only make 10 calls, right? And procrastinate, I'll just do the rest tomorrow. My chances of succeeding is very low. The chance is very tiny because what I'm meant to be doing at that particular point in time, I'm not doing it. Right. So, I know, okay, cool, 20 calls it is. Time block. This is something I've learned from my mentors as well. I time block myself. Okay, cool. From this time to this time, I'm going to dedicate it to making phone calls. From this time to this time, I'm going to dedicate it to doing email outreach. Contacting people via email. And then I create campaigns. I automate all my campaigns online, where you're targeting people on LinkedIn and targeting people via email as well. I have time to do that, which then frees more time to then do the phone calls. Right. So how can we overcome this challenge of procrastination? We've defined your why. Weigh the cost of you achieving those goals and not achieving it, and make the decision if it's wise to keep procrastinating. Thirdly, understanding that we're not entitled to seeing the next day. Right. Fourthly, so far, time block yourself. Time block the things and the activities you have to do, and laser focus. Right. That time you've time blocked to do those 20 calls or to go for that walk or go for that exercise, it should not be the time you then spend on social media. I know our phones is distractions. Everyone struggles with this, even the best of us, trust me. Unless people that just never been into the whole social media phone frenzy, right? But the distractions now is so crazy. By the time I'm dedicated to making phone calls, it's not the time for me to go on social media. Again, this is not coming from a place of perfection. This is also coming from a place of someone who is also on this journey of life, learning with you, right? So So social media time, I can time block that social media time as well. You can time block that social media time. Okay, cool, I'm going to spend from this time to this time on social media, and that's it. And then you discipline yourself. And then you time block, okay, cool, this is when I'm going to do my exercise. And you discipline yourself, even if it's just 30 minutes. Right. We're moving. I'm going to go back here. Things are not just going to fall from the sky. Our goals is just not going to fall from the sky. It's in the palms of our hands. It's not just going to come to us. It doesn't work that way, right? Absolutely, it does not work that way. We have to put in the work. We have to do the work for our goals to become reality, right? So how do we overcome this? I was listening to an audio as well. It was from Jim Rohn. He said a couple questions to ponder on. This was from another topic, but I feel like this questions apply to us in any field or in anything we're trying to do. It's a couple questions to ponder on. One of the question was why? Why do I have to do it now? Why do I have to do it now? Why do I have to be disciplined in the pursuit of my goals? Why do you have to be disciplined in the pursuit of your goal? Why do I have to read a book? Why do I have to go through this personal development? Why do I have to seek knowledge? Why do I have to gain information? Why do I have to ask questions from people that I know have the fruit on the tree? Why do I have to associate myself with a certain caliber of people that are on the same journey of life that I'm trying to get to? Why do I have to do that? And the second question followed up from the first question. It said, why not? Why not see how many books you can actually read in a year? Why not see how many exercises you can actually do in a year? Why not see how much weight you can actually lose in a year? You know, why not see how valuable you can actually become to the marketplace? Why not see how many other skills aside of your career you can actually develop? Why not? And the third question followed up from the second question and the first question. It says, why not you? You know, why not you that can actually change? Why not you that can actually do the things that you set your mind to? Why not you that can actually make those progresses, lose that calories, become more healthy, become more financially free, become the person who can turn things around, become the person in your cycle that people can point to and say, oh my God, he's done it. If he can do it, we can do it also. Why not you? And the fourth question, I feel like this question is very important because it ties into the whole concept of procrastination. It says, why not now? Why not do it now? Why not actually time block that time to actually read for 20 minutes a day? A day. We all have 24 hours. 20-30 minutes to actually read something in a day. Why not, why not now? To go for that walk, to go to that gym, to exercise, to do that thing that will take you a step closer to your goal. Why not now? Why leave it till tomorrow? Why leave it till later when you can actually do it now? Why not have good plan for your journey to financial freedom? Why not do those simple things that are not so simple to do, but you gotta discipline the mind to do them anyways? Right? We all wish these amazing things of life. We all wish to be wealthy. We all wish to be, to be healthy and all of these things. But it's not just going to fall to the palms, in our palms or in the palms of our hands like that without us doing the work. Say good luck. Say good luck. Yeah, just good luck. Good luck to you on what exactly? What are you doing that someone is going to say good luck to you? It doesn't just come to you. Good luck comes to the people that are actually doing something. And then good luck happens to them. Then God bless the works of their hands. Right? I'll quickly share this analogy and this story as well, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll just quickly read this actually, then I'll share this analogy from the Bible, by the way. It said, good luck only comes to those who are actively doing something worthwhile. There's an opportunity to make or create success on your effort. That's when good luck is going to come. Right? So the whole concept of good luck or years is, no, good luck waits to come to the one who accepts the opportunity. So again, you have to do something. You have to be able to identify, this is an opportunity for me to do it. This is an opportunity for me to exercise and whatnot. And then good luck comes in your favor. If it's your health, it then comes to you. Well, I'll share the story of Peter in the Bible. I'm not preaching here. I'll share the story of Peter in the Bible. Right. Peter was a fisherman, right? He was already a fisherman, and I think the day he finally had a true encounter with Jesus Christ was obviously when they went fishing, or he was in a boat. He's worked all night. And then my man did not catch any fish. He did not catch any fish, right? And Jesus Christ approached him and asked to get on his boat. I mean, for us, if it was just us in this day, we would be grumpy, like, oh my God, I worked all night, I went to the shift, done 12-hour shift, or I opened the store all day, no customer, and here comes this guy telling me if he can enter my boat. Well, fam, I'm not in the mood, man. I'm actually in the mood. Tell you now, right now I'm trying to pack up and just go home and relax. Right? But what did Peter do? Peter allowed him get on the boat, right? Get on the boat, and then they started sailing. And got to a point, and Jesus Christ said, "Cast your net into the deep." Into the deep. And Peter did. What happened? The fishes he caught broke his net, and he had to seek help with other nets to take out those fishes. Right. So what's the moral of this story? Good luck only comes to the people that are doing something. Peter did not procrastinate and say, you said I should do it now. Well, I've been tired, I've done it all night, but I'll just do it later. He took action in that point in time, and good luck found him. But the point is, good luck found him because he was already doing something, and then God blessed the works of his hands. Good luck is not going to come to you in terms of your health if you're not exercising, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not taking the initiative to do the things that you need to do. It's not going to come. The laws are neutral, man. The laws are neutral. Let's take away spirituality out of it. The laws are neutral. The laws are absolutely neutral. It works in the favor of anything you're doing. And if you're not doing something, it also works in your favor too. But it works in the favor in a negative way. Right. Let's quickly recap and then we'll round it up. We said, procrastination is just a thief lurking around waiting to steal that goal, that eagerness in you. It's just lurking around. So how do we fight this? First of all, is understanding why do we need to achieve this goal? What does it mean for you to achieve that goal? What's the cost of not achieving that goal? What's actually the cost of not achieving that goal? Now we've understand that. And the second thing we mentioned was understanding that we're not entitled to seeing the next day. It's not an entitlement. Absolutely not an entitlement. And we also spoke about the fact that, we need to take action now. When you take action now, it already defeats procrastination. So how do we do that? We time block our activities. What do we need to do? How do we go about things? Time block those things you need to do that actually matter. If it's 20 minutes, time block it. If it's 30 minutes, time block it. Time block the times you're working and the hours you have left in the evening. What can you do with that time? Time block. Right. Remember, the simple things are not easy to do, so stay disciplined. So we got to discipline our mind to then be in that constant zone of true discipline. I'll keep using myself as an example. I tend to go for a run. I tend to go for a run. And so I'm going over time. The truth about discipline and taking action, it rubs off in other parts of your life. So if you're disciplined in your health, you're going to be disciplined in your career, in your job. You're going to be disciplined in your relationships. You're going to be disciplined in every aspect. It rubs off on everything. right? Likewise, when you're not disciplined in one area of your life, it affects other parts too, right? I use the concept of running as well. You all know that I do run every day. It's not like I wake up, oh yes, amazing day, let's go for a run. Sometimes I don't want to go for a run. I don't want to do it. But the cost of me not going for a run that day is too high for me not to go for a run when I know I'm feeling 100%. The cost is too much that I can't just not go for a run. Right. So weigh the cost of your goals. Like, what does it mean? If I do it now, if I don't do it, what's the real cost? And I remember we said something the other time from the book of the compound effect. It said it was not until the 37th month before people started seeing results. Whichever choice you decide to make, if you decide to make smart choices, or decide to make not so smart choices, or you decide not to make any choice at all, not to the 37th month before you see the real radical result. But anyways, I hope you found this very impactful, and I hope your perspective took you to a place of, or takes you to a place of true realization of the importance of not procrastinating and the importance of discipline. Just do it. It's a baby step. I think kids teach us more than we actually pay attention to. Oh my God, they do. Kids teach us more than we actually pay attention to. You see, when they start crawling, when they make that decision to crawl, you see them, they do it at that particular point in time. Obviously, we're not in the head, but when they do it, they try, and they try again, and then they do it. Even when they want to start walking, they take a step, they fall, they take a step again, and then they do it. They constantly, they don't just, because I fell down, now I'm going to sit down, I'm not going to do it again. No, they keep going. So they teach us more that we can actually pay attention. We can actually realize as well, more than we actually realize. But I hope you found this very impactful, and I hope you stay disciplined, and you stay grafted, and you stay winning. I wish you all the best, and see you again soon. Take care.